Time to review some shit, some Swedish movies, man. And just in time, just so happens to be a fucking teen movie, the highest grossing teen movie in Sweden. I got my acne on. Let's get this. Let's get it going on. Okay. Now, to me personally, there are three kinds of films that I have a hard time watching. Obviously, the first kind is, films that are boring and just bad. This is quality wise. The second kind of movies are films that are too grotesque. So, like films like Inside or some of the Saw movies. But then there's the third kind, which is something very different from the other two. To me, films that are far too realistic about life and being young and confused and all that stuff. Films like that are too painful for me to watch because it reminds me of my life. And my life sucks. And these, I'm not even talking about films like The Breakfast Club. To me, The Breakfast Club has just enough 80s quirkiness to not feel too realistic. I'm talking about films that are so realistic and so grounded and so painfully, relatable that you get squeamish. You get emotionally squeamish. Films like The Last Picture Show or The Graduate. Those films are painful to me because I watch them, I relate with the main character, and the fact that I'm relating with the main character makes me feel fucking terrible. Fucking Them All or Show Me Love, which is probably the better, more appropriate title, but Fucking Them All really is what this film is trying to say. Fucking Them All is one of those movies. Now, I thought this film was going to be I thought it was just going to be about a young lesbian couple because it's all I see. The poster, the cover of the DVD, everywhere I go and where I go and search about this film, everything it shows is just these two young girls kind of hugging, kissing, doing lovey-dovey stuff. And I thought, oh, it's about a young lesbian couple. Okay, when it's done well, it's probably one of the most interesting kinds of movies ever, like queer films. Those are extremely interesting. I'm really glad though that the film is really, really much deeper than that. It's not just about these two girls being young and being in love. No, it's way deeper than that. Now, before I get into why it's so good, I'm gonna tell you something about high school. Now, most of you who are watching this video are probably you probably graduated high school, but just in case that you're alongside around my age, I'm 18, so maybe you're like 16 or 17, or maybe you're 19, an age where you might have graduated high school, maybe you're still in high school, but even if you graduated high school, you don't really feel like you're out of high school yet. So, here's the thing about high school. High school is not a magical place. I think anybody who has lived through high school knows this. We love humiliation. We try to drag out every single fucking flaw you have and we make fun of it. We single out kids who are eccentric and we just bash them when we bully them. And we think getting drunk and getting a high is cool. We're stupid. And you know what's worse? Kids who are outcasted are no better because kids who are outcasted because they're smart or artistic or weird or whatever, they start to think they're special. They start to think that they're special snowflakes and they get kind of egotistical and they become self-centered and they just think they're above everybody else. Unfortunately, this also includes me. So, here's my point. In high school, nobody's the better. That's the problem with high school. Just the way it works. Nobody's better than anybody. We're all cruel. We're all emotional. We're all confused. We're all insecure. And we're all fucking stupid. And just because you acknowledge this doesn't make you any better. It doesn't help you. It just doesn't. It's just the way it works. You can't help it. Even if you realize what you're saying and what you're doing is stupid in hindsight, you still did it. You're still stupid. And what I hate about most high school movies is that most of them don't really capture how everybody's stupid and insecure and confused. Whatever the topic is, whether it's about sex or studying or friendship or whatever, we're all stupid and insecure and we're all confused and we don't know what the fuck's going on. That's the point of high school. This film really nails that because every single person in this film gets some shit on him. There's this jock character who's like, he's good looking, he's popular, and he thinks he's gonna get this girl who's like 3 years younger than him, but still, he's attracted to her, so why not? But he's like the most boring fucking person in the whole world. He talks about pumping iron. The only boring people talk about pumping iron, unless you're like a health instructor. Unless you're a fucking health instructor, if you're talking about pumping iron, you're probably one of the most boring people ever. The popular girl, she's pretty, she has a lot of friends, but she's scared that she might never get out of her hometown. She's scared that she's not special enough. She doesn't know what she's gonna do in the future. She wants to do modeling, but even modeling seems boring. She kind of wants to be a psychologist, which seems more interesting and more eccentric, but she doesn't have enough grace for that. So even she's going through this phase of absolute confusion. The outcasted lesbian girl is an outcasted lesbian girl. So obviously, the stupid kids in the goddamn school are gonna bully her to death. And it's painful to watch. And there's a reason. And she's obviously in pain. She hates everybody. She hates being alive, and it's totally understandable. And everybody gets shit on. The outcast, the popular girl, the jock. All of their flaws are shown, and this is a very rare thing. Most teenage movies would just go for like this one stupid scene. Like the jock would like he'll like eat a donut filled with semen. He would like embarrass himself at a prom. No, that's not how real life works. The jocks get the prom queen and they fuck them and they go back home with a big smile on their faces. They don't get payback in the end. They kind of stay on top in high school. But they're fucking boring and they have their own problems, and this film acknowledges that. And it's so fresh that a film from fucking Sweden and from all places actually knows how teenagers fucking work. I love the fact that they depict love in the most realistic way possible. Here's the thing. Movie love happens in a whim. Movie love feels clean, it feels magical, it feels romanticized, but in reality, when you're young, even when you get kissed by your crush, and it really doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or whatever, if you get kissed by your crush, you don't just smile. That's not how it works. You just feel awkward. You're not really sure if this is love. Oh, I finally kissed her. I finally got what I want. What now? Was that intentional? Is this love? Is this how it works? What am I going to do now? That's how you would react. And this film knows exactly that, because there's a scene where the main character, the outcasted lesbian girl, she gets kissed by her crush. And most generic teenage movies would just show her smiling, with whimsical music in the background. But no, in this film, it's completely silent, and you just see her. She's almost smiling, but then she retracts the smile again, and she continues that. She's confused. She feels awkward. She doesn't know what's going on. And that is exactly how kids fucking react. I never fucking kissed a girl in my life, and I know this. I love the fact that the film talks about how boring it is to live in the suburbs. There's a scene where teenagers are playing fucking TV bingo. That's like the epitome of being fucking bored and having nothing to do in life. I love the fact that the soundtrack actually goes along with the characters' development as human beings. At first they just play like classical music or like shoegazy indie rock from this band I never heard from before called Broder Daniel. I think it's Broder. Yeah, Broder Daniel. I never heard of this band. This band, they actually sound really good, and I'm really excited to check them out. But most of the music that comes out throughout most of the film are music that the main character, the outcasted lesbian girl. Why can I not remember her name right now? Agnes, Agnes is the music that she listens to. So it's grungy, it's rebellious, it's eccentric and whatnot. But at the end of the film, when every conflict is kind of resolved, and the two main girls, Agnes and Ellen, they finally decide that they're in love and they become lovers or maybe great friends. We don't really fucking know. It doesn't really, that's another great thing about this film. It doesn't say that this is love, this is gonna be love, or this is friendship. No, you honestly can decide whatever. Maybe they're just really good friends now. Even though they say that they love each other, at the end it doesn't really seem that way. They indicate something else, and I'm gonna get into that later. The soundtrack at the end of the song, when we just see them in like Ellen's bedroom. The song they're playing is "Show Me Love" by Robin. Yes, Robin was big back in the day in the 90s. Most kids who know her for like "Call Your Girlfriend" might not know that. And here's why that's so important. In the beginning of the film, the main character Agnes actually says that she thinks Robin is stupid and just dumb and for dumb kids and kids who are boring. But at the end, the fact that they play Robin's song, it indicates that Agnes is now more open. She's now more open and more confident in being herself and being more mature. She's open to other people because she's more mature, and she's more mature because she has found love / friendship / a companion in life in Ellen. And I love the fact that the soundtrack really shifts gears to show and indicate that sense of growth. Now, let's talk about the ending, because it could be about love. It could be about friendship, but I think it doesn't really matter, because I feel like it's more about being confident. It's more about being confident and focusing on the important stuff and just seeing through the bullshit. Being popular is not important. Being weird is not important. All you really need is a person who feels the same as you to get through this bullshit called high school. And I think at the end, they achieve this sense of confidence and this sense of focusedness through love, through friendship, through companionship. And that's really what makes this film so strong. It could have been an overly exploitive teenage film about the importance of friendship, or maybe it could have been like a worse exploitive film by saying lesbian love solves everything, because it doesn't. The film simply says find somebody you can relate with, whether it's through love or friendship or whatever. Find somebody you can relate to. Find somebody that you like. And once you find that person, don't let go, because that's gonna be the person who's gonna get through high school with you, and it's gonna help both of you. And that's what's so great about the movie. It's not pandering. It's so fucking realistic. Is it anything special? No, I'm gonna assume that there were. Oh, Heavenly Creatures. Heavenly Creatures came out way before this movie, about 3 to 4 years, and Heavenly Creatures, while not the most realistic film in the whole world, it definitely is a better movie. But still, this film, I still think it's worth it. It's definitely worth a watch. Especially, I can see like teenage kids around my age watching this film and just falling in love with it. I think there are better movies. I'm not sure. I really like it, but I don't really have this emotional attachment to it that I really should have. But whatever. Fucking them all. Honestly, that's the better title. Fucking them all is easily a 4 out of 4. It's pretty damn good though, and it introduced me to a really good band from Sweden, so I'm more hip now. Fuck y'all. Yeah, 4 out of 4. Fucking them all. I need to fucking sleep now. Bye. I look weird and dark, and my nose